Hello friends, today we are going to start over here problem set 6. Now there are few questions, means question number 1, it is in the form of one line mark in terms of a question and the part is. Question 1 is choose correct alternative answer and fill in the blanks. Means it is a type of fill in the blanks type of a question. Now first question is radius of a circle is 10 centimeter. Radius of a circle is 10 centimeter. Means in this given circle radius is 10 centimeter. Radius of a circle is 10 centimeter and distance of the chord from the center is 6 centimeter. Distance of a chord from the center is 6 centimeter. Hence find the length of chord. They have given 4 choice. First A as a 16 centimeter, B as 8 centimeter, C as 12 centimeter and D as a 32 centimeter. Now I am going to clear all this question in terms of diagram point of view. In this case, in a given circle, there is a particular chord, center of a circle, and as per their condition, first radius of a circle is 10 centimeter. Means in this case we can say radius of a circle is 10 centimeter. Distance of the chord from the center is 6 centimeter. Distance of chord means this is a chord from center means this distance, or you can say perpendicular distance. This distance is 6 centimeter. Then find the length of chord. Hence the length of chord means we have to find the length of chord. One by one I am going to take a nomenclature. Let us say O is the center of a circle. Here AB is a given chord. We know that from O it is a perpendicular over here and I am going to call this point as a P. Naturally you can say that OA is the radius of a circle, OP perpendicular to chord AB, and our target is to find the length of a chord AB. Means our question is related with the length of chord AB. We are supposed to find this part. Now if you want to calculate the length of a chord AB, first of all we have to calculate length of AP, because with the help of Pythagoras theorem we can easily calculate this part. So first of all in triangle OPA, remember it is a one line question, definitely you have to write the answer in one line, but it is not possible because I am going to do all the part in front of you in terms of a calculation. So here part is, therefore in triangle OAP, in triangle OPA, angle OPA is equal to 90 degree. Therefore, by Pythagoras theorem, here OP square plus AP square, or we can say that AP square plus OP square is equal to OA square. Logically, we can say that AP square as usual plus OP square means 6 square, OA square that is 10 square. Now simplification, AP square plus 6 square is 36 is equal to 10 square is 100. Naturally AP square is equal to 100 plus 36 shifted to that side as minus 36. Now here AP square is 100 minus 36. So AP square is equal to 0 minus 6, 4. 10 minus 3 plus 1, 4 means 10 minus 4 is 6. So AP square is nothing but 64, but we know that 64 is nothing but 8 square. As AP square is equal to 8 square, we can say simply AP is equal to 8 centimeter. Now remember, with this calculation we are able to calculate AP, but the question is correlated with the length of a chord. Means we are not interested to calculate AP, but we are supposed to calculate AB. We know that perpendicular from center of a circle to chord bisect the chord. Therefore, by property of chord, here perpendicular from center of a circle to chord bisect the chord means AP is half of AB. Therefore, you can say that AP is equal to half of AB. Remember carefully, we have calculated AP as 8. So it become 8 is equal to 1 upon 2 into AB. Now this 2 divided by, shifted over here as a multiply, 2 into 8, that becomes 16 is equal to AB. Or we can say that chord AB is equal to 16 centimeter. Now after entire calculation, we can say that chord AB is 16 centimeter. Means your A answer is 16 centimeter, B is 8 centimeter, C is 12 centimeter and D is 32 centimeter. Means your answer or correct answer is A, that is 16 centimeter. Student, please try to understand this calculation. Although it's just one line type of a numerical, but definitely we have to do this calculation and then we are able to get the answer. Now moving to the second question, and the part is the point of concurrence of all angle bisectors. The point of concurrence of all angle bisector of a triangle is called as the ... They have given 4 choice or 4 options: A centroid, B incircle, C incenter and D orthocenter. Now everyone having its own meaning. Centroid. Centroid is nothing but a point where a center point which is equidistant from all 3 vertices. Second, incircle means here a part is you are going to draw incircle which touches all the 3 sides. Next, incenter. It is a particular point. It is a particular point inside the triangle from which if you are going to take any particular distance as a radius and if it touches all 3 sides, then it is called as an incenter, and fourth is called as an orthocenter. So these are over here part taken into consideration. So here first once again question is the point of concurrence of all angle bisector. For proper understanding, I have drawn one triangle and I am going to draw angle bisector in front of you so that you can easily understand the meaning of this question. First of all, let us say this triangle may be A, B, C, P, Q, R, whatever may be nomenclature. First of all, I am going to draw here first angle as an angle bisector. Or let us say I am going to call this triangle as ABC. And now I am going to start its angle bisection. So first from B, I am going to draw 2 arcs over here. And now with this process, I have drawn first angle bisector over here. This is angle bisection of B, means here we can logically say this angle B is subdivided in 2 equal angles. Now in the same way, I am going to draw angle bisector of next angle is C. Remember, we are going to draw this angle bisection because as per the condition, the point of concurrence of all angle bisectors of a triangle means first of all we have to understand triangle and its all angle bisector. Let us say I am going to draw second angle bisector from point C. First arc over here, second arc over here. Now after going to draw this second angle bisector over here, now again angle C is get bisected over here. Now the third part, that is angle A bisection, means I am going to bisect all the angles over here. So again for angle A, and the part is so here third angle bisection. And now I am getting a common point of a contact over here. Now what is the logical reason behind that? Definitely this is one point from which if I am going to draw one perpendicular over here, and now if I am going to take this as a radius, if I am going to take it as a radius, in this case I can draw one circle over here. Now naturally, this is one point, this is one point. Taking a particular radius, we are going to draw a circle touches all three sides and it is nothing but a center where circle is drawn inside. In short, it is nothing but in center, and your C answer is correct. Student, please try to understand. These all words look like the same and student may or might get confused. So please properly understanding it. Your correct answer is answer C. Now, moving to question number 3, and the part is, the circle which passes through all vertices of a triangle is called ... Their options are circumcircle, incircle, congruent circle and concentric circle. Now one by one try to understand the meaning. Concentric circle, it itself indicates that if there is a center, let us say first circle and second circle, means two different circle having same center, it is called as a concentric circle. Second, congruent circle, if there are two circle of equal radius, let us say first circle and second circle, and both having an equal radius, their radius is equal, it is called as a congruent circle. Means our last two option is exactly wrong. Third, incircle. Incircle is a concept when we are going to draw any triangle and then we are going to draw any particular circle which touches all three sides, then we call it as an incircle. Fourth, circumcircle. If we are going to draw three sides in terms of a triangle and any particular circle which passes through all the three vertices of a circle, we call it as a circumcircle. The same terminology is explained over here. The circle which passes through all vertices of triangle. The circle which passes through all three vertices of a triangle. A circle which passes through. A circle which passes through all the vertices of a triangle. First vertices, second vertices, third vertices is called definitely circumcircle. So your answer E is correct over here. This rough diagram that I have drawn just for your understanding. Now moving to question number 4, and the part is, length of a chord of a circle. Length of a chord of a circle is 24 centimeter. If the distance of chord from the center is 5 centimeter, then the radius of a circle, then the radius of that circle is A 12 centimeter, B 13 centimeter, C 14 centimeter, D 15 centimeter. Now try to understand the same question in diagram point of view. Here, length of a chord of a circle is 24 centimeter. Length of a chord, let us say I am going to call this as a chord AB. And as per their condition, this length of a chord AB is of 24 centimeter. If the distance of a chord from the center is 5 centimeter, let us say again I am going to call O as a center of a circle, and distance of this center from this chord means let us say OP, perpendicular distance, is 5 centimeter. Then the radius of that circle is, means we have to calculate this radius OA. Now here, understanding part is most important. Here O to P, that is nothing but 5 centimeter. AB, that is a 24. But we know that perpendicular from center of a circle to chord, bisect the chord, means entire AB is 24. I am writing directly. Naturally AP is half of that, means it become 12. Half of 24, that is nothing but 12. And naturally in triangle OPA, using Pythagoras theorem, I am going to calculate OA. We know that OP square plus AP square is OA square, because this triangle is a right angle triangle. Now please pay attention, because I am going to do calculation. So therefore, in triangle OPA, angle OPA is equal to 90 degree. Therefore, by Pythagoras theorem, here OP square plus AP square, OP square plus AP square is equal to OA square. Now, OP square means y square plus AP square means 12 square is equal to OA square that we are supposed to find. Here 5 square is 25, 12 square is 144 is equal to OA square. Therefore, OA square is equal to 4 plus 5, 9, 4 plus 2, 6 and 1. Now, we are able to get an answer as 169 is equal to OA square. Therefore, OA square is equal to 169. 169 means 13 square. As OA square is equal to 13 square, we can say that radius OA is 13. Therefore, radius OA is equal to 13 centimeter. Now in that case, they have given answer 12 centimeter as A, B as 13 centimeter, C as a 14 centimeter and D as a 15 centimeter. So radius OA is 13 centimeter. OA is equal to 13 centimeter. Means our answer B is correct over here. Now moving to question number 5, and the part is the length of longest chord of a circle with radius 2.9 centimeter is. The length of longest chord of the circle with the radius 2.9 centimeter is. Means let us say temporarily this is a circle, radius of a circle is 2.9 centimeter given over here, and they have asked us a question, the length of the longest chord of a circle. Length of a longest chord of a circle, and that is nothing but diameter. Means radius again connected with the next radius, that is nothing but diameter. Means logically we can say that we have to multiply radius by twice and supposed to get the diameter, because diameter is the largest chord of a circle. So here they have given 4 options, that A is 3.5 centimeter, B is 7 centimeter, C is 10 centimeter and D is 5.8 centimeter. So I am going to first do the calculation. So your diameter, generally we are indicating D, that is 2 times of radius. Means 2 times of radius, radius is nothing but 2.9. So here 2 into 9, 18, carry 1, 2 into 2, 4, plus 1, 5 and due to 1 decimal, 5.8 centimeter. Means here diameter is the largest chord, diameter is the largest chord of a circle and that is 5.8 centimeter. So our, according to first, second, third and fourth, our D answer is a correct, because D is nothing but 5.8 centimeter. Student, every time I am going to draw a diagram just to proper understanding for the part. Now moving to question number 6, and the part is radius of a circle with center O. Radius of a circle with center O is 4 centimeter. If length OP is 4.2 centimeter, if length OP is 4.2 centimeter, say where the point P will be. Now one by one try to understand. Answers are A is equal to, A is on the center, B is inside the circle, C is outside the circle and D is on the circle. One by one part is that as per given condition, radius of a circle with center O is 4 centimeter. Means O is the center of a circle. O is the center of a circle and this radius is 4 centimeter. Means this radius is 4 centimeter. If length of OP is 4.2 centimeter, here length from O to P. Here let us say I am going to say OA is the radius over here. Now from O to P, this distance is 4.2 centimeter. Means compared to 4, this distance OP is 4.2 centimeter. Now this is 4.2 centimeter. Say where the point P will be. Definitely if the radius of a circle is 4 centimeter, if radius of a circle is 4 centimeter, that is OA, and your distance from O to P, distance from O to P is 4.2 centimeter, means definitely point P will be outside the circle, because this distance is greater than radius of a circle. Logically, you can also explain the part as 4.2 is greater than 4, or you can say 4.2 is greater than radius of a circle. Definitely, we can say that point P is outside the circle, means outside the circle. Our C answer is correct over here. Now, this is the seventh question. Solving that part, the length of a parallel chords which are on opposite sides of center of a circle are 6 cm and 8 cm. If radius of a circle is 5 cm, then the distance between these chord is. Now please try to understand wording logic between them. The length of a parallel chords which are opposite sides of the center of a circle are 6 cm and 8 cm. Here I have drawn some rough diagram for your proper understanding. These are the two chords and center is over here in between. Means for the center, one chord is to this side and another chord is to this side. Let us say first chord, I am going to call it as a PQ. Second chord as RS. As per their condition, the chords of a circle are of 6 cm and 8 cm. No doubt it is smaller in length. So, I want to say that this is of 6 cm. And compared to that, this is longer in length. So, I am going to call it as 8 cm. Now, second part. Let us say O is the center of a circle over here. They are also given us if the radius of a circle is 5 cm. Means here in given circle, radius is 5 cm. Means if I am going to draw a radius OQ or if I am going to draw radius OS, definitely both the radius of same circle means 5 cm, it is over here. Then the distance between those chord is. That distance between those chord is. Means we have to draw perpendicular from O for first part, perpendicular from O to second chord, and we have to calculate this total distance that I have drawn by dotted line. Let us say I am going to call this point as a A, this point as a B. Means logically you can say OA is perpendicular to chord PQ and OB perpendicular to chord RS. Naturally these are the parallel chord. So O, A and B, all 3 points are on same line. Means AB is a straight line which passes through O. Means logically if you are going to get OA, we are able to get OB. Then we can directly calculate AB and that is the required answer for this question. Now it is a tricky question. As it is asked for 1 mark, I am going to give you hint or trick. First, we know that perpendicular from center of a circle to chord bisect the chord. Means entire PQ is 6, then AQ will be half of that. Automatically it becomes 3. Step 1. Again, perpendicular from center of a circle to chord bisect the chord. Total chord is of 8 cm, half of that means 4. So I am able to get the second value. Now I am going to take the same advantage over here. If first side square plus 3 square is equal to 5 square, means OA square plus AQ square is equal to OQ square. Definitely by Pythagoras theorem you can calculate AO. Similarly, in triangle OBS, you don't know the value of OB, but you have a BS and OS. So OB square plus BS square is equal to OA square. Again you can calculate OB, and after that you can add OA and OB. But there is another trick that I am going to explain over here. What is that? If one side is 3, second side is something, and third side is hypotenuse 5 or 5 square in terms of Pythagoras theorem, same structure is available. One side is something, that is OB, second side is a 4 and third is a 5 square. Again in both the case 5 square is over here. If it is a one side 4 and next side is a 3, automatically this 4 will be over here. This is the length of your OA, and again one side is a 4, hypotenuse is a 5, the remaining side will be automatically 3 and this side will be 3. And now we have to calculate AB. AB is nothing but AO plus OB. Here AB is nothing but AO plus OB, that is nothing but 4 plus 3, and that is 7 centimeter. Means instead of using Pythagoras theorem, also by logical understanding, you can calculate this part. And again, AB is 7. So our 1, 2, 3, 4, our D answer is correct. That is a 7 centimeter. And in this way, we have completed question number 1. Hello friends. Now we are going to start question number 2 over here. Construct incircle and circumcircle. Incircle means a circle which touches all the three sides of a triangle, and circumcircle means circle which passes through all three vertices. So construct incircle and circumcircle of an equilateral triangle DSP with side 7.5 centimeter. Means that equilateral triangle having all sides of equal length, that is 7.5 centimeter. Measure the radii of both the circle. Means we have to measure the radius of incircle as well as circumcircle, and find the ratio of radius of circumcircle to the radius of incircle. Now they have given this question and I have drawn one line diagram in front of you so that we can take the measurement according to that structure. First of all, we have to draw triangle DSP of side 7.5 centimeter, and it is an equilateral triangle. So first of all, I am going to start a part over here. Now, roughly if I am going to say that, if I am going to draw a triangle DSP, here remember one part, you must able to understand one concept. In case of an equilateral triangle, all angles are equal as well as all sides are equal. Naturally, its angle bisector as well as perpendicular bisector, both are same. Means for SP, if I am going to draw perpendicular bisector, so it is not only perpendicular but also automatically angle bisector. Vice versa, if I am going to draw angle bisector for S, then it is not only angle but also it's a perpendicular bisector for opposite side DP. In the same way, we can draw for third side also angle bisector, and automatically it is a perpendicular bisector. Now here, instead of going to draw all three angle bisector or all three perpendicular bisector, you can take any two sides perpendicular bisector and you will get the center. And with the help of first part, we can draw incircle, and with any point on the circumference, we take that radius and we can draw circumcircle. This is the rough part that I have explained over here. Now coming to the actual part. Now triangle DSP. So from S to P, this distance is 7.5 centimeter. So from S to P, that distance is 7.5 centimeter. So here from rounder, I am going to take that distance of 7.5 centimeter as per our scale. Now your part is 7.5. So from S to P, this distance is 7.5. Taking the same distance over here, I want to make one mark upstairs, and from point P, second mark over here. Now we are able to get one point, and now I am going to join that point over here. And our first stage, that is equilateral triangle DSP, is ready for us. Now coming to the part over here, one by one, this equilateral triangle DSP is ready with us. Now our target is to draw first incircle as well as circumcircle. Now for the first part, either for angle D, you can draw angle bisector, or for SP, you can draw perpendicular bisector. Both the way, this value remains same or line remains same. So for SP, here I am going to draw perpendicular bisector. One arc is over here and second arc is over here. Now why I am not going to draw upper arc? The reason behind is that upper arc is already available with us, and that is nothing but point D. Because we know that this is not only angle bisector but also perpendicular bisector. Now next part, for either angle S or P I have to draw angle bisector, or for DP or DS we have to draw perpendicular bisector. Here I am going to take the help of angle S to draw its angle bisector, and the part is, from S I am going to make first arc, second arc, keeping the same distance, first arc, second arc, and now we have to draw a line passes from S and this mark which is over here. Now we are going to draw a line passes from S and this mark over here. So the line is now we are able to get a new point. I am going to call this point as point A over here. Now this A you can also indicate it by O, because this is nothing but the center of the circle where we can draw incircle as well as circumcircle. Now how to draw incircle and circumcircle? First, for incircle from A to this point. Now I am going to call this point as point M. Means A to M, this is the radius of a circle, and I am going to draw one circle over here which is act as an incircle. And this is nothing but first part, that is incircle over here. Now here it touches first side as well as second side as well as third side over here. Now after incircle, keeping the center A over here, either a radius AS or AP or AD, we are going to draw circumcircle. So the part is before drawing, please cross check whether it's circle properly passing or not. Now as I am going to draw with the thread and marker, so some imperfection may be over there, but as you are going to draw on your notebook, definitely you will get the perfect part. Now the next part is, your incircle is ready, your circumcircle is also ready. Now as per their condition, find the ratio of radius of circumcircle to the radius of incircle. Means we have to take the ratio of radius of circumcircle to radius of incircle. Now first of all I am going to take the radius over here from A to S. So we have to go and measure from A to S. It's round about 4.2. Now for incircle, here as per measurement it's around 2.1. So 2.1 means this ratio is 2:1, and in this way we can complete the entire part. Or you can also mention the ratio of R1 upon R2 is 2:1, where R1 is the radius of outer circle and R2 is the radius of inner circle.